welcome to Wacky Wednesday. He's our little mascot. Although it's not a Minion Day, it's a Tip Day. Minion Day's next week. Alrighty, I've got some, what is it? Kitchen hacks not many people know about. Alrighty then. If you're trying to spread hard butter on toast, it'll break your toast all up. So take a grater and grate it really fine, and then it'll melt right away and it won't break your toast up. I do this all the time. I don't know about you all. I never fry my bacon. I always bake my bacon. That way you're not getting splatters on you and burned, and you just put a cookie sheet with a piece of foil on it and throw your bacon on there and cook it at 400 for about 20-25 minutes, and there you go. If you've got leftover wine and you don't want it to go bad, if you freeze it in ice cube trays, you can use it in like cooking, like stews and things. So there you go. Way to not waste your wine. Let's see. Avocados brown very quickly. There are many different methods to keep them fresh. One that has been tested and found to work is by cutting the avocado in half and taking out the pit. Then cut a piece of onion and put the onion and remaining avocado together in a Ziploc bag. They've just got like a little slice of onion over the top of the avocado. I don't do that. I've showed you all before how it really works good, because I showed you like a week later it was still fresh. But you leave the pit in and you spray it with a little bit of Pam, and that works best. Now, if you break an eggshell, down inside your eggs, they say to wet your finger to get it out, but I've found that if you use a bigger piece of shell, it works like a magnet, and it'll like just the loose piece of shell will just cling to the bigger piece that you stick in there to get it. I don't know why it works, but it does. It works almost like a magnet. Let's see, that one's done. How to know if your eggs are fresh? All you have to do is fill a cup full of water. If the egg floats, then your egg is not fresh anymore. If the egg sinks to the bottom, you have yourself a fresh egg. We don't have to worry about that because ours are always fresh. You'd be surprised, even though we've got eggs like a week old, they're still fresher than what you get in the grocery store. The ones you get in the grocery store, by the time they get to the grocery store, they're already a couple weeks old usually. Corn off the cob. Let's see. It says to put it on top of a bundt pan and cut it, and then let the kernels fall down in the bundt pan part. I guess that would hold it steady for you. Oh, this is kind of cool. When a recipe calls for only egg whites, it can be a major hassle to separate the yolks out of the egg whites until you learn this simple method. Crack however many eggs you need into a bowl and grab an empty water bottle. Place the top of the water bottle onto an egg yolk and squeeze. The moment you release the squeeze, the suction will suck up the egg yolk. That's kind of fun. And it'll just up into the bottle. I think I knew that, but I had forgotten it. Peeling eggs. I've found, for me, the best way to get eggs to peel, because when eggs are super fresh like ours are, they're really hard to peel. So instead of boiling them, we steam them for 15 minutes in a steamer, and then I put them in the refrigerator to get cold, and then just peel them, and if you need a little help, run them under a little lukewarm water. But they peel really easily that way. What do they say to do? Let's see. One by one, place the hard-boiled eggs with its shell a bit cracked into a closed jar with water. Then shake up the jar and the eggs will peel itself. Haven't tried that. So you just take a little jar of water and go, and supposedly the shell falls right off. So we'll see. Freezer burn. Oh, this is kind of clever. I don't know if you can see this picture. To keep your ice cream from getting freezer burn, as you eat it, you cut the see, it's only half of a thing. You cut the carton down as you go, so there's not as much air in it to get freezer burn. It's tight against the top, and it keeps the ice cream from getting freezer burn. We don't have to worry about that. Ice cream doesn't last long enough around this house to worry about freezer burn. I've done this before. If you have like fresh herbs and it's getting into season, you've got too many or whatever, you can cut up the herbs and put them in an ice cube tray with a little bit of olive oil and freeze them, and then you can use them in salad dressing or cook veggies with them or whatever. Let's see, DIY cooking spray. Says 1 part oil and 5 parts water, shake up and in a sprayer, and didn't know cookie spray was that much water. Bake hard-boiled eggs. Preheat your oven at 325, grab a muffin tin, place an egg in each hole, bake for 30 minutes. Take the eggs out, place them in cold water to stop them from continuing to cook. I guess if you got something else, I wouldn't turn on the oven and waste all that electricity for 30 minutes for that. But if you got something else going on in the oven, I guess you could. Some of these tips are like, yeah, but. We've done this before. There's no need to keep pressing on a Ziploc bag to try and get all the air out. You put a straw in it and then seal the bag up to the straw, push the air out, and it'll go out through the straw. Or if you don't care about germs and it's just your family, you can suck the air out through the straw. And it's talking about if you make smoothies a lot, you could pre-prep your, like in Ziploc bags, make all your smoothie, like fruits or vegetables or whatever, and just have a whole bunch of them in your freezer, and then just throw them in the freezer with your milk or water or soy milk or almond milk or whatever y'all use. If you're craving fries but want to stay away from oil, cut the potatoes into wedges, bring them to a boil in water for 5 minutes, drain the water, place the fries back in the pot, add any spices you choose and 1 tablespoon of flour. Cover the pot and shake it all up. Set the oven at 425 and place your fries on a baking sheet. Cook fries for about 20 minutes. I guess a lot of like fast food places, I probably should find out which ones they are since I'm gluten-free, coat their fries in flour to get them crispier. I should probably know which ones. Plastic wrap struggles, yes. Let's see. An easy method to gain better control of the sticky plastic wrap is by keeping it in the freezer or fridge. You will be able to get what you need, but it won't be sticky anymore. Because, I don't know about you, but I pull a piece out and it'll stick to itself. So evidently if you get it cold, it doesn't do that. I didn't read all these ahead of time. I'm just like, on some of them. Moms more than anyone know that the freshness of sliced fruits start quickly ticking the moment they are cut. A great way to keep it fresh longer is by keeping the sliced fruit in honey water. I don't do that. I put it in like apples. If I'm going to serve apples like to a bunch of people and I cut up a bunch of apples, I'll soak them in like some kind of lemon lime soda like 7-Up or Sprite. And you soak the apples in there and it keeps them from turning brown. I'm sure it'll work on other fruits too, but works great on apples. Let's see. You might never have guessed to use a small ice cream scoop to deseed fruits or vegetables, but it's a great trick. Yeah, that probably is a good idea. Like here it shows a zucchini boat that they'd used an ice cream scoop to take out this middle of the zucchini to make a zucchini boat. I only make it when it's just my daughter-in-law and I, because nobody else likes it. It's got hamburger and it's got a bunch of it's like a Jamaican thing, and it's got like curry type spices, and nobody likes it but her and I. And I'll make that ground beef filling, and then I'll put it in a zucchini boat with some cheese on top and bake them. And she and I like it, but nobody else will eat them, so I don't make them unless it's just her and I. I think we all know how to make homemade buttermilk, just milk and either a tablespoon of lemon juice or a tablespoon of vinegar. turns your regular milk into buttermilk. No more stale bread. Let's see. Here's a trick that will revive stale bread back to its original softness. Wet the bread with water. Make sure the entire loaf gets wet but not soaked. Wrap the wet bread in foil and bake for 15 minutes at 350. Then take the foil off the bread and bake it again for 5 minutes. It will revive the softness then of a previously stale loaf. I don't know. I mean, I think you're using more electricity than just buy a new loaf of bread. It's just, it seems like more trouble than it's worth on that one. I would just, if it's stale and we don't want it, the chickens and donkeys and cow will eat it. I mean, I'll throw stuff out for the chickens thinking the chickens are going to come get it. And the donkeys have run over and pushed the chickens aside and they'll eat it if they're out in the front. They're usually in the back, but if they're out in the front. Like the other day I had made a shrimp stir fry, and I don't know what it is, but chicken love fish and shrimp. The chickens just love fish and shrimp. And one time we threw a snake in there, a baby snake, and they love that too. But yeah. Actually, I've had rattlesnake before. It's not as bad as you think it would be. I've had escargot too, so I've had some weird things. They're mostly pretty bland, and if you put like garlic or butter or whatever with it, it tastes fine. But yeah, I would just, if I had stale bread, I'd just throw it out for the critters. Save a little bit on feed. Leftover pizza. I like leftover pizza. If you're not a fan of leftover pizza, maybe this trick will change your mind. When you microwave your pizza, put a glass of water in the microwave. It will keep more moisture in the microwave and will not dry out the pizza crust. Who heats up leftover pizza? You just eat it cold for breakfast. At least that's the way it was back in college days. Cherry tomatoes. Slicing them can be time consuming. Great method and much quicker method is by using 2 plastic lid containers. Place as many cherry tomatoes as you can fit between the 2 lid containers. Hold the top lid with one hand to keep everything in place and use a serrated knife to cut the cherry tomatoes in half. So I guess you do it like a pancake of 2 plastic lids, put the cherry tomato in there, and then go with a knife. I don't have that real problem cutting cherry tomatoes. I don't know what they're talking about. Grating cheese can be messy, and let's not even talk about cleaning a cheese grater. Instead of creating a cheesy mess, try this cheese grating method. Freeze your cheese for 20 minutes before grating and spray your cheese grater with non-stick spray. The frozen cheese will not crumble as much, and the sprayed grater will have the cheese sliding right off. I like that one, because cheese graters are a pain to clean. Homemade frozen pancakes. Oh, we do this all the time. We make those, what's the brand? Kodiak. They're high protein pancakes, and my daughter-in-law will make a bunch of them and stick them in baggies of 2 in the freezer so she can have like a quick snack with those Kodiak pancakes, because they're high in protein. And I haven't done this in a long time, but my grandson asked me to do it. We buy that, it's called Texas toast, and it's like really thick bread like this. And I take the whole loaf and make French bread out of it. Not French bread, French toast out of it. And I'll just cook it all at once and then put it back in the bag it was in, and then he'll just pop off a couple at a time and heat them up and eat them. So I hadn't done it in a while, and he asked me to do it. And he's trying to do more high protein. And French toast, actually, with the egg and the milk that you soak it in, it's not too bad for protein. Next time you grill fish, grill the fish on top of lemon slices. The lemon will not only add a nice flavor, but will prevent the fish from sticking to the grill. I don't like lemon on fish. I know I'm weird, but I don't. I like lemon desserts, but I don't like lemon savory stuff very well. Brown sugar. The longer you have a case of brown sugar, the harder it will get. an easy remedy to make your brown sugar soft is by keeping a piece of bread within the brown sugar. Just don't forget to switch out the slice of bread every so often. Okay. Oh, I knew this one. It's using a straw to hull a strawberry. You just shove a straw through its behind and it'll take out the stem. I've done that before. Makeshift rolling pin. Well, we all know that. A wine bottle or a glass, anything can be used as a rolling pin. Mayo in 30 seconds. Run out of mayo but didn't realize it before making a sandwich. If you have an immersion blender, I don't have one. It'd be nice, but I don't have one. Homemade mayo recipe that can whip up in 30 seconds. All you need is 1 egg and 1 cup of olive oil. Both need to be room temperature. Add the egg and oil together. Blend with your immersion blender until it creates the consistency of mayo. Voila, you've made homemade mayo. Okay. All right. That's all our kitchen hacks for today. Any of them that you didn't know, or did you know them all? I knew a lot of them, but there's a couple new ones to me. Hope you enjoyed this. Next Wednesday we'll be back to Minions. I found this. I'm doing a gag gift collab with Alex and Sandra and Jean and a couple other ladies, and it'll come out towards the end of the month sometime. We wait until everybody gets their boxes and films their openings and stuff, and then we'll all upload it the same day. But when I was looking for gag gifts at Dollar Tree, I found a Minion, and I couldn't resist since I've been doing Minion jokes recently. So he's my little Minion mascot. Look, he's got a little teddy bear. Isn't that cute? Alrighty. Hope you have a happy Wednesday. I'm going to go get my hair cut today. I'm not sure what I'm going to do, but I'm going to get my low lights done to get rid of some of this underneath gray stuff, like right there. But it's still, it's got some gray, but it's still surprisingly brown considering how old I am. So I will show you my next video. I'll show you my new hairdo. It'll probably be supposed to rain all week, so we'll go in and get our hair done and then come out and end up looking like a wet mop before we even get to the car. I mean, I've got an umbrella, but yeah, we'll see. Anyway, my granddaughter's getting her hair done too, so we're gonna meet for lunch with her other grandma, and then we're gonna go get our hair cut. So that should be a fun day. We're going to this tea room that's near where we get our hair cut. There's a square in like a city nearby that has like old antique shops and stuff like that. There's a bookstore that's like, I think it's 3-story bookstore, and it's painted purple because this particular town is called Denton, Texas, and it's a college town. There's like Texas Women's University, then TU, Texas University. There's like 2 or 3 colleges in this little town. So this big purple bookstore caters to all the college kids, and it's got old records and old musty books down in the basement that are like 100 years old, and it's got, brand new paperbacks, and it's got everything in it. So it's fun to go poke around in this old bookstore and get yourself some used books. Probably has textbooks in there too, I'm sure, because it's a college town. So depending on how long it takes us to eat lunch, we may have some time to go to the bookstore before the hair appointment, but we shall see. Oh, sorry. Don't mean to yawn in your face. Well, happy halfway through the weekday. Happy Wednesday. I've been expecting, I should get right around the same time my ice cream makeup box and my BoxyCharm makeup box. And I don't really need both. They're very similar. So I'm going to open them both and have you guys tell me which one I should keep. Or you can go back in prep for telling me that. You can go back and watch last month's, to see what I got. So you can get an idea of what they have monthly. That's your assignment. Y'all have a good week. Bye-bye.